Hi and welcome to ZoomTV, the show where we look at everything that flies, drives and floats. Well, today I get to have a bit of fun on the water. Let's see what the other guys are up to.
I've always had a yearning to own one of these, a brand new caravan. Well, today we're going to take a look inside of one of Australia's largest caravan manufacturers, Corrimal Caravans.
Holden claim their new Colorado range is sexy and tough. How tough? Well, on today's show, thanks to Melville Holden, we'll find out.
And as mentioned, I get to have a drive of this very sexy success story from the Mandurah Boat Show. Speaking of sexy success stories, what am I saying? Here's me old mate Aaron.
One of the best things that has happened to the utility market over recent times is manufacturers have realised that bland is no longer good enough. These days, if you want to capture the tradie market, you have to offer versatility, durability, and of course, reliability. And you've got to serve it up in the sexiest, toughest package, which is exactly what Holden claim they've done with their all-new 2011 Colorado range. But we'll be the judge of that. The Colorado is built for work, designed specifically to meet the demands of the hardest tradie, and yet stylish enough that it won't embarrass the new age tradie either. The entire range is well equipped and the top of the range models are packed with all the mod cons and current safety features. The LTR, which we drove, is the top of the range luxury packed model. It comes standard with everything from a leather steering wheel, a 6-disc premium CD audio system, cruise control, a sports instrument cluster, power windows, power mirrors, sports bar, side steps and soft top tonneau cover. If you use a ute to make a living, the last thing you want is to be forced into a boring, uncomfortable daily drive. And this is where the Colorado excels. It's got sports-inspired styling, workhorse durability and thoroughbred performance. You and up to 4 mates can fit comfortably in the Colorado. You'll all be spoilt with electric windows, air conditioning and a very comfortable ride and an enjoyable drive. The LTR is available in a sporty 3.6 litre V6 Alloy-Tech petrol and a more popular 3 litre 4-cylinder common rail turbo diesel. You can choose between a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic transmission, and Holden's shift on the fly comes standard in the 4x4. This allows you to change from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive at slow speeds without stopping. If you're interested in power, towing up to 3 tonne and economy, you're better off choosing the 3 litre turbocharged common rail diesel over the V6 petrol without a doubt. Because by using common rail fuel delivery technology to maintain constant pressure in the fuel supply system, the electronic fuel injectors of the Colorado are able to supply the right amount of fuel to each cylinder of the engine at the perfect time, increasing fuel efficiency and making the torque of the engine the best it can be. Now, it's great to have the power and styling, but without it being supported by the best safety, it's all a bit of a waste. The Colorado comes with dual front airbags, 3-point seat belts, rack and pinion steering, which all sit on one of the toughest chassis in the business. Harry, how are you? You're the man in the know here at Melville Holden. What are buyers saying about the brand new Colorado?
Well, they want it to be tough, but don't want it to be rough. So they appreciate the carpets and the Bluetooth and the cruise control and, of course, the smooth way it drives.
The Holden Colorado LTR utility is a very good looking ute. Actually, sports utility is probably the best way to describe it. And if you choose the diesel, you're going to get a powerful utility indeed. But it's my opinion that its best feature, its most outstanding feature, is it's tough. It is a very tough ute. To find out more about the tough Colorado range, drop into Melville Holden. Go to zoomtv.com.au and follow the links or download our free iPhone app. Underpower or overboosting in your turbo diesel can lead to major problems. Today, with the help from Matt Craig from United Fuel Injection, we're going to get some tips to ensure you keep your car running perfectly, or worse, avoid blowing it up. Now, Matt, give us some tips.
Aaron, we've got a 3 litre petrol here today, very common car. You see lots of them driving around. A lot of people do their own home maintenance. So, you know, a few small things that they can do to keep on top of it so they don't end up with costly engine repairs. All right, first one, very simple. pull the air cleaner out. This one's nice and clean, as you can see. Looks pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, if that was covered in black and sand was falling out, then, you know, I'd suggest you replace it.
What about if they get wet?
Look, if they get wet, they tend to sog up. They don't breathe as well. Engines blow black smoke, low on power, all that sort of thing. The biggest thing is to keep your air filter clean and dry. You know, if you think you've been through some water or been on a dusty road, take it out, clean it out, or replace it. A $30 air cleaner can save you an $8,000 or $10,000 engine rebuild very quickly. Look, the next in line, especially with this particular vehicle, is the airflow meter. This airflow meter here actually came out of a car that someone hadn't serviced regularly. As you can see, it's covered in dust. There's a little signal plate inside there. If the air can't get to that signal plate, it can't read properly, hence premature engine failures. When they fail, puts a lot of air in the engine, which then in turn increases the fuel in the engine pyros go up, results in piston damage. If it's like this, then I would suggest you need some further investigation.
If you were driving the car, what would be some telltale signs that your car needed some attention?
Normally under power, black smoke can be a cause. That's the easiest thing to look at, first place to start.
Now, people can bring their car in here if they've got any issues and get the service done here, I presume?
Absolutely, get the car in here. We weld a fitting into the boost pipe here. We check its boost management. That's the best way to check on a 3-litre Patrol what's actually going on. And as soon as we know what that pressure reading is and whether it's controlling it, we can give you an answer and see how bad it is.
Now, Matt, once they've diagnosed they've got an issue, how do they get hold of you?
Click on the links on ZoomTV to unitedfuel.com.au or give us a call on 9259 3000.
Okay, mate, well, thank you very much for your help.
No worries.
You're turning me into a man more and more every day.
Recently, Mandurah in Western Australia hosted a major boat show. After the break, we're going for a ride on one of its major attractions. Perth recently played host to a major boat show which attracted thousands of visitors. And by far, the piece of equipment which attracted the most attention was this, the Sea Ray 220 Sun Deck. The Sea Ray attracted so much attention, and for very good reasons. The pedigree of the builder, the way it looks and performs, and because it's just so much fun. The Sea Ray designers set out to create an entry-level deck boat that would give families everything they want and more. The 220 Sun Deck boasts more versatility, more storage, more performance, more everything. Now we're talking serious family fun. Sea Ray is the world's largest manufacturer of superior quality pleasure boats. Now, there are 40 models in the range, and they vary in size from 17 to 60 feet. No other manufacturer in the world can match that variety. The 4 families of Sea Ray products include sports boats, sports cruisers, sport yachts and yachts. Founded in 1959, Sea Ray was one of the first boat builders to use fiberglass and other high-tech composite materials in the construction of pleasure boats. Sea Ray is at the very top of the world's pleasure boat builders. Sea Ray's employees are committed to ensuring that their customers are ultimately and totally satisfied. And with the 220, that's guaranteed. Okay, Adam, let's see what this baby can do. Here's what you get with the Sea Ray 220. It's packed full of features and power, including the upgraded 5.7-litre 300 horsepower Mercruiser, taking us to speeds in excess of 50 miles per hour. Wakeboard tower, toilet, freshwater shower front and rear, forward and rear access ladders, removable carpets, and it can also be optioned with the fully enclosed bimini to provide extra shelter if required. It's a proper island getaway boat. Well, Adam Duncombe from Challenge Marine's been driving us around all day. Thanks for that, Adam. Tell me about the bow rider concept.
The bow rider concept, Challenge Marine have been selling these now for over 10 years from our Balcatta store, and we just provide them to people that want that little bit more quality and performance out of their product. So people have their friends on board, you can sit up at the front, the kids are up there, they're away from mum and dad. You can wakeboard behind this particular one. This boat's 6.7 metres overall length, which is just over 2.5 metres wide, carries 170 litres of fuel, so that's enough for a couple of trips to Roto. The 2011 Sea Ray 220 Sun Deck is a great boat whether you're into water sports, day trips or just serious family fun. Check them out at Challenge Marine Perth and Mandurah. Go to challengemarine.com.au, follow the links from zoomtv.com.au or download the free iPhone app.
Hey, have you ever thought about what goes into making a caravan? Well, I'll show you after the break on ZoomTV. Corrimal have been making caravans for Australians since 1977. And since that time, they've become one of the most recognised and safest caravans around. Today, we're going inside Corrimal headquarters just to see what goes into one of their vans. Every model in the Corrimal range is built to exactly the same standard, and with over 200 personnel involved in the construction of the product, they are an important provider of jobs and security for Australian families. There are a number of features that Corrimal put into their vans that other manufacturers don't do, such as this platform, a beginning of a caravan, steel chassis, attached to that independent suspension. On top of this will be aluminium framing. Now, sales and marketing man Darren Raven knows exactly how to build a quality van. Darren, come over here. Darren, what makes people keep on coming back and buying Corrimal caravans?
Well, Ross, we know what Australia can dish up, and Corrimal design and build our caravans to handle the harsh conditions throughout Australia. All our Corrimals are designed and built with the adventurous spirit in mind. They are built for adventure, Ross.
And 34 years.
Over 34 years of this.
Amazing. Weekly meetings are held in the Corrimal Research and Development Department, and even the smallest issue is scrutinised. With over 30 vans a week being produced here at Forestfield, Corrimal are the largest caravan manufacturer in WA and in fact one of the largest in Australia. The Corrimal dealer network includes 15 dealerships and over 75 service agents, stocking an extensive range of spare parts all over the country. Now, the team here produce campers, pop-tops and caravans. In the camper range, there is the Family Series, which is ideal for the budget conscious. But if you want to tow your van up the famous Kimberley Rough Road, the Gibb River Road, then maybe the Silhouette XC is the one for you. Then we have the popular pop-tops. There are 3 in this range: the Magnum, which boasts one of the lowest towing heights on the market. Then there is the Maximum XC, the alternative pop-top adventurer with bigger wheels, higher ground clearance and stronger chassis. Finally, the Transformer fold-out, ideal for the average car and will accommodate up to 5 people. In the caravan range, there are 3 styles. There is the Family Series, which is ideal for the budget conscious. Then there is the Lifestyle, which is fantastic for travelling couples or families. Then, of course, top of the range, the Princeton, which will suit the most discerning buyer. Corrimal doesn't cut corners when it comes to quality build and fit out. And remember that Corrimal Caravans is Australia-wide. To discover more about this great company, follow the links to their website from zoomtv.com.au.
Well, something a little bit different today. Right before your eyes, we're going to transform this brand new and rather lovely but plain Hyundai iLoad into the Zoommobile. And to do that, we need a little bit of help from Daniel Flores and Sign On. Daniel, what are you going to do for us today with this plain white motor car?
Well, the thing we're going to do today is going to put some stickers all around. So with the logos of the sponsors and all the participants for this adventure.
So we'll have a mobile billboard instead of this boring but lovely white car.
Exactly right.
Excellent. Well, good luck, and we'll check in with you as your work progresses. Sign On design, manufacture and install a wide variety of signage for large companies and small businesses. Their in-house screen printing service will make sure your logo is a superstar on a variety of materials in any quantity. Sign On's expertise is relied upon throughout Western Australia for motor vehicle graphics and wraps, taking marketing to a new level. They're a proud manufacturer of the most recognisable signage in the country. Sign On will transform your dull and boring work van into a vibrant and exciting van that works for you. It's quick, inexpensive and very effective. Here's how it works. The Sign On team meet with you to discuss your signage needs and agree on the main feeling for the vehicle. Then your logo is supplied to their graphics team, who input all logos into the sophisticated computer system and superimpose them onto a picture of your vehicle, trying to use most of the available space and taking into consideration the maximum visibility of the signage. And that will give you a great idea of exactly what the finished product is going to look like. They'll then send you a PDF file for your approval, and once you do approve it, the team at Sign On will go to work transforming your vehicle. All of the logos and lettering are input to full size and sent to the digital printer and vinyl cutter. In this case, we're using a combination of both. After the print is finished, it's left to rest overnight and laminated for extra protection. The vinyl is computer cut with a plotter that has a minute knife which can cut the finest of letters and shapes. This process cuts a layer of material, leaving a backing paper behind. Any unused vinyl is removed and application paper is put on. Who are some of your clients that we'd recognise?
Well, you know, we have like a big client, like a big builder clients, like the ABN Group, their local Celebration, home buyers, anything from, you know, a small business to big corporations. Whatever you can think that you can put your logo on, we will be there. You know, we can do practically everything.
Well, we're all good to go. Time to get the newly completed ZoomMobile out on the road for a few bog laps and see if we can drum up some publicity. See you next time. Don't forget to give us a wave if you see us out on the road. Bye for now. Sign on for your visual signage needs. Call 08 9444 0699 or follow the links from zoomtv.com.au.
Welcome to the ZoomTV Celebrity Hitchhiker, powered by Orbital Liquid Autogas. Recently, we attended the WA Channel 7 Perth Telethon held right here at the Perth Convention Centre, which made more than $13 million for the kids of WA. Whilst we were there, we were given exclusive access to Hollywood movie stars, local soapy stars and billionaire businessmen, which we conducted interviews with inside the John Hughes ZoomMobile. Today's interview was with someone that's been in the music industry since before the 8-track. I hope you enjoy it.
Where did it all start? How did it start?
Basically, I was going to do a law career, and I'd already become a Beatles fan. Some mates of mine were in a band, and I went to a recording studio watching them record, and I thought, bugger this, I want to be a record producer. I became a record producer and a writer for a paper called Go Set. At the same time, I joined a television show as well. It was all but fun then. I didn't take it too seriously, you know. But then I started having huge successes with my record production. And then I ended up going to Abbey Road and working with the Beatles. And John Lennon and Yoko gave me the world scoop of the Beatles breaking up, so wow. Sort of was my passport.
Wow. Obviously Countdown was a show that everyone would have seen you on. What was it like working on that?
An amazing time. You know, without the likes of Sherbet, Skyhooks, Ted Mulry, John Paul Young, and then obviously AC/DC and In Excess and the likes, you know, Cold Chisel, the show would never have worked, and we got international fame. You know, I've helped me to discover Madonna, Blondie, John Cougar Mellencamp, Billy Idol. Last week, an interview of mine went to air that I did in New York about 2 weeks ago with Beyonce. And I thought, you know, nice interview, you know, that's it, you know, very happy. And suddenly these people are interpreting that when Beyonce sat down for me to interview her, that the dress of the baby bubble was actually, they said it was foam and she wasn't pregnant. And so that's been a drama all this week, you know.
In your opinion, who is an upcoming artist that we should be keeping our eye out for?
Well, I mean, if you look at the world scene at the moment, certainly the ladies are dominating, you know. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I mean, you've got Lady Gaga, you've got Beyonce, you've got Rihanna, you've got Katy Perry, you've got Pink, and then you've got Adele.
So I'm permitted to do a little bit of marketing.
Yep.
I've got to ask you the Orbital 5 fast questions.
Fine.
Now, what was the first car you ever owned?
It was a 1928 Chev, and we were turned into a Woody because I was a surfer.
Okay.
And it had wooden spokes wheels. After that, I bought an MG. About 10 years ago, I was able to acquire another MG 1960 Classic.
Oh wow.
Which I've had restored. And at the moment, I drive a Rover.
So you've just answered pretty much all my fast 5 questions, but there was one you didn't. What is your opinion of the worst car on the street?
The worst car on the street, owned by my PA Yale, and it was a Chev or something or other. It was the most beaten up thing ever. There were either two options: we were going to be killed, or we were going to kill someone. You know, and that is without a doubt the worst car I've ever seen in my life.
There you go, Yale. Thanks for helping us with that question. Now, the last question: what is your biggest fear?
My fear is that with the youth of today, you know, that is there the opportunities that I certainly had back in my time, you know? If they're not, does depression and despair turn into what, you know? And, you know, as we know, in so many cases, it can turn to drugs, you know? And my fear is for the future of the youth of this country.
Now, Molly, I'd love to keep talking to you, but I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody so we can. So much that you know. Now, if you would like to know more, go to ZoomTV.com.au. There you can find heaps of hot deals from our sponsors. You can even download our free iPhone app and see what's coming up next week. You never know who we're going to have in here for the Celebrity Hitchhiker. But until next week, Saturday, 1 PM here on 7 May, thanks for watching.
Good night, Australia.
There you go. Now we're going to keep chatting. Ma, I'll ask him the question for you.
And that's a wrap.